So as I said, maybe you can talk a little bit about when we started having classes. Where were you at? Like, what was your level? What was your German learning history up to that point?
Yeah, so I began learning German after coming here for work, and I had taken group classes in several institutes on and off. And while in my last institute, I completed up until A2, and so that's where I'm actually starting.
Mm-hmm.
I started from the end of A2. So, uh,
Mm-hmm. And
uh,
what were some of the, so when you started with me, what were your main problems with the German language?
so yes, I actually needed more time to understand the grammar, and I found speaking particularly difficult. So, and my main goal was to at least complete the B1 level, which is necessary for various purposes in Germany. For example, the visas, the settlement permit. So, uh, what we were uh, trying to work on is on my speaking and the grammar. The speaking was so. For example, what you used to tell me is to like forget the grammar while speaking, or like to forget to stop thinking, because I had this issue where I wanted to make the perfect sentence, but you like push me to just forget that and let the words just flow. So then I started working on that. So I just started like so spontaneously, whichever words came, I started just speaking with that, and that's how I could slowly improve the speaking part. So
Mm, yeah.
speaking used to always makes me anxious, and so this tactic actually helped me a lot in improving my speaking.
Mm. And
Yeah.
you also did the B1 exam in the end. What was the scariest part of the exam for you, and how did we prepare for that?
The most challenging part was the speaking, as I mentioned earlier, because you you cannot expect who or from like which level your speaking partner will be.
Mm. Do
Uh,
you remember how we tried to practice speaking
yeah,
to different people?
yes. So you used to actually imitate the accent from all across the world. I mean, you really you should definitely try stand-up comedy sometime.
Maybe if I'm ever looking for a career change.
For sure. So, which really helped me because we actually tried the accents and the levels of various different styles of people.
Yeah, like speaking too fast, speaking too slowly, and these
Yeah,
different things.
you
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
you know,
To
and
prepare you for a couple worst case scenarios, basically. Yeah.
yes. So that really helped. And so when I actually went into that situation, I was kind of prepared for that. And yeah, and that's how I was able to ace it and
Despite
get
facing, like, you did end up facing a worst case scenario on the exam, but you
e- e-
still managed
ex-
to. Yeah.
exactly. So during the exam, I faced one of the worst case scenarios possible, and uh, but I was still able to mm, pull up myself and face it, because that's how we practiced
Yeah.
throughout the
That's really. Yeah.
throughout the yeah.
I'm glad we did that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and really, I thank you so much for preparing me until this, and uh, you know to actually help me pass the next
My
one.
pleasure. I'm glad. I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And for the presentation, do you remember how we prepared for that specifically?
So for the presentation, what we did was to memorize a kind of template, so which had a lot of help keywords to build the presentation, and onto that we add our thoughts. So that made the whole process much simple and streamlined. So during the exam, we didn't have to like start everything from the scratch. So you kind of have the template in your mind, and you just add what the presentation is based on.
Yeah, especially
So that,
when you're nervous, like I think it really helps to have like
yeah,
some phrases like "Herzlich willkommen zu meiner Präsentation," and you don't have
you know,
to. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that definitely helped a lot.
great. And for the writing, so we also practiced writing a lot, and I remember being quite strict with your
Yeah.
writing. And
Mhm.
how did that go for you in the end?
Yeah. So writing was the part where I scored the highest. So I scored 92.
And I was very proud of that
Yeah.
because I was so strict. I was like, no, you have to work on this, you have to work on that, and it paid
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Like when I got the result, I was like, "Who's Pepper? What did
Did
they
they
have?"
correct someone else's paper?
Exactly. So we actually practiced a lot. We used a similar methodology. Like we had templates. So we used like uh, many keywords. So which and we added our thoughts onto it, and it really helped a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
yes. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that. Well,
Mm.
and you already mentioned that. Did you pass your exam in the end?
Yes. So I never felt that I would pass the B1 exam because uh, that's how it was going until then. After taking classes from here, it was a very different experience because it was very different to the teaching methodology that was being taught in institutes. So it felt like the course was customized for my strengths and weaknesses. So which I found really helpful, and I felt you were like actually modifying the course and customizing it to my level, for everything, and that really helped a lot. And uh, in the B1 exam, I actually scored pretty well, and the
Extremely well.
thank you.
Don't undersell
Yeah,
yourself.
and thank you so much for this.